This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, my cat-loving friends. It's Linda Hall, the co-host of 19 Cats and Counting. And today we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes that we see over and over that cat parents are making. If you've got a cat at home, you don't want to miss this. We'll be back after this word from our sponsor. Rita, are you spending too much time cleaning out your cat litter boxes and filling them? Are they running out too soon? Do you always feel like you need to add more? Because our new sponsor, Kitty Poo Club, they found the perfect solution to these problems.
Yeah, Kitty Poo Club is the most convenient monthly litter box ever. See, what they do is every month, Kitty Poo Club delivers an affordable, recyclable litter box. And it's already pre-filled with the litter you choose. They even have extra large litter boxes, because I have some chunky cats, right? We know other people do too. And when the month is up, just recycle the used litter box and Kitty Poo Club will automatically send you a new one. You can customize your subscription too, and maybe add some toys, treats, accessories, or whatever else might make your cat happy. Oh yeah, and you know what else? You don't have to scrub out those plastic litter boxes either. I hate doing that.
You got me at no more scrubbing litter boxes, right? Honey. The super cool thing, right now Kitty Poo Club is offering 25% off on the first litter box order as long as they use the code 19cats. And they get free shipping if they set up a subscription.
Wow.
They just have to go to kittypooclub.com to get 25% off the first auto ship order of litter boxes with free shipping. And be sure to use 19 cats for your discount at checkout. That's kittypooclub.com.
Meow.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my BFF, my business partner, my sister, depending on the day, whatever. You're all of the above.
Don't tell Laura you're calling me your sister. She won't be happy with it. Laura is Linda's real life blood sister.
Yes, she is. Yes. 4 years older than me. I always point that out for anybody just to know that I'm the younger sister. So Rita.
In cases like that, I have to say, I'm glad I'm an only child.
Yes, there are moments. There are moments.
I have to watch a timer because I always blow it.
I know, I hear you. So it's just us today.
Yes.
We are cat behaviorists. We own together the Cat Behavior Alliance, which is a nonprofit. And we talk to clients every day.
What is our purpose
a year
for the nonprofit? People who don't know.
Yeah.
We are building a sanctuary.
Yes.
So everything that you spend, either being a member of the clubhouse or having a session, is a tax write-off for you. It's a donation to our 501c3, because Linda and I can't take in any more cats in our home sanctuaries. We need to build a real facility.
My husband will not be happy if I bring a 13th cat into this house. I'm telling you, folks, we've made it. It'll be 19 years.
Yeah.
And, it's too close to call.
I don't want to go back up to 20 because, this old lady's
It's tired. It's a lot. So let's talk, Rita, about some of the biggest mistakes that we see with our clients.
What would you say the number one mistake is, Linda?
Putting cats together too quickly, bringing a new cat home and just saying, look, here's your friend, right?
Work it out. Here you go. Work it out.
Yeah. How many times have we heard the vet said we should just work it out?
After a while, yes, but we have to do some integral steps before we get to that stage, right?
Cats in nature stick with their clouder. They panic if they smell another being coming in because they will steal their territory, their food, their everything. They could hurt you. They could kill you. So we just bring a cat in and go, look, and they panic. And it sets a precedence, right?
Or they do this. They put up the door. They do the door for a while, solid door. Then they put up a screen door or baby gate. And then they take the other cat and bring them right up to the baby gate and go, look. No. How would you like the boogeyman to be right in your face?
That's it. And it was an old school thing, and it's still out there some places when people are researching that you start feeding your cats, 12 feet apart and bring them closer until they're right up to each other's faces. And I have always said no one needs to be that close to my face unless I'm making out with them and I get to choose who that is. So
Well, that's so
that's
true.
just,
I don't think the cats want to make out with each other, at least not right then, when they don't even know. Why
if
is it?
they choose. Well, if they choose to approach each other, great. Because that's another mistake people make. They see them getting close and they've been fighting. So they're like, get away, get away, get away. And no, we have to let them, we just have to
Right.
stop them before it gets ugly, right?
So why is it so important that cats have this pre-period before we put them together physically?
Well, they have to adjust. So one of my favorite things about cats, when we were taking the course, I was like, oh man, it's starting with the history of cats. Why do I need to know this? Oh my goodness.
Because we
Animal
do.
behavior college. I don't want like history. But it's
Better.
fascinating that we
Mhm.
domesticated dogs and have changed them through the years, and cats, not so much. This idea of domestication, it didn't happen, right? Like cats just
It
didn't get
didn't.
domesticated.
If you want to know about how cats came to be in our lives, read The Lion in the Living Room.
Yes.
I usually have it right
Amazing book. Rita's favorite. We had the author. I'm blanking on the author's name. This is terrible.
here. Abigail.
Abigail Tucker. Thank you. Because we had her on the podcast and we
Yes.
love her. The Lion in the Living Room.
Okay,
Yes,
switch
ma'am.
back to me, camera. So you can, there we go. The Lion in the Living Room. You can tell I've read this a million times, right? It explains why cats behave in certain ways. And the thing too, Linda, a lot of people don't realize is how non-domesticated our quote domesticated cats are, how much of their instinct
Correct.
stays intact, even when they live in our homes.
Yes, they chose to hang out with us, and that's how we all became friends. And everything with your cat needs to be your cat's choice. Granted, we have to work a little psychiatry, reverse psychology, something like that, and get them to make those choices. And we can do that. You're not stuck living with bad behaviors, but it's got to be their choice.
It's got to be their choice, and we need to set up their environment for success.
I'll tell you, not the most popular problem we have, but the one that bothers me the most, people who are afraid to talk to us. Perhaps
Right,
they're, we had a couple really hem and haw when we asked where the cats sleep, because it's important to know if they're in your bed with you or where they are and how this dynamic is. And we had two same-sex people on that spit and spat and stuttered and smuttered and looked at each other. And I'm like, just say, they sleep with us, right? They didn't when they were so.
This is why we have the flag on our website. We welcome everyone. Gay, straight, I don't care what letter of the alphabet you are. I don't care what color your skin is or where you live. As long as we can communicate with you.
Yes,
we'll help
exactly.
you.
We have had every color of the rainbow. We've had several different countries. They're afraid to tell us how many cats they have because they've gotten so much.
That's
I'll tell
big
you,
one.
those of us with multiple cat families, the best thing that ever happened to us was Chewy and PetSmart and all these places that deliver now.
Absolutely. I got tired of being asked, how many cats do you have? When I go
yes.
to the grocery or PetSmart or Petco in person.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have 50 pounds of litter
And they say it
4
with
bags of
judgment.
cat food and 28 cans, and they're like, what's happening with you?
I would shut them up when I'd say I have a rescue sanctuary. That would shut them up.
And if you're taking in cats because they need a home, you kind of do. It's a personal, not registered rescue sanctuary.
Did you know, you guys, if you foster for a 501c3 and you have to purchase anything, you can write that off on your taxes.
Yes.
Talk to your CPA.
Good. Yes.
Why is fostering good? Why is fostering good, Linda? I think it's good because then the cats get to live in a home environment, right?
Yes. And you see more of their personalities. Now, our local rescue, which y'all know by now I'm in love with, Friends of Felines Rescue Center in Defiance, they have an open concept, which I love, where the cats just wander around, volunteers are there all day.
That's what we plan to build.
Yes. And it gives them as close to a home environment as possible. But still, a cat is not going to act like a cat with 100 other cats. He's not going to act like its true personality often with like 100 different cats there. Having them in a foster setting, you can often see, well, most rescues, shelters, whatever, the dogs and the cats are separated. A lot of fosters, you've got a dog in the home. So if you've got a dog at home and you want to know if that cat is okay with dogs, your rescue probably won't be able to tell you, but your fosters will, right?
That's true. Yes, that's right. I didn't even think about that benefit.
Yes.
But the benefit that,
children.
How many times did you go into FFRC, Linda, and say, I want blah, blah?
Yes.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I always do that. And that's a subject we need to cover someday, because there have been times when I've gone in and just went, I want a cat. But no, I'm not talking about the orange cat or the whatever. I want a female cat. It's more like, hey, I've got little kids who jump. I don't need a skittish cat. I've got 4 cats in the house, now 12. I need a cat that is not petrified.
Dexter almost put me on mute, but go ahead.
Of course he did. We see cats that are petrified and don't do well in with other cats. They're used to being a single cat. Now, that doesn't mean that can't be fixed.
That's true.
But if I'm not looking for a job because I have enough to work to do, yeah.
Hi, honey.
And Jackie, who the founder of FFRC, and she's no longer the owner, but she's the founder. She used to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 on the ornery scale. So a 10 is a cat that's never going to snuggle up in your lap. I just want to play, 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 play. And a 1 is a cat who's always going to be in your lap asleep and you're not going to play with. And I always said I wanted like a 5, right? I want a nice mix.
A little mix of play, a little companionship.
Yes.
I have both. And then I have some cats that only interact with other cats, like Brownie. Doesn't really interact with me.
Yes. So if you're looking for something specific, it gives you a better chance. We've had a lot of same-sex couples, lovely, absolutely wonderful people who adore their cats.
That they trust us with it,
Yeah, it's a good feeling to be safe for somebody, right? It's a good feeling. I know who you are sleeping with has nothing to do with your cat. I mean, unless your partner's mean but that's, again, has nothing to do with biological sex assigned at birth.
Dexter's rearranging everything here. Dexter.
I see that. So
I gave him some convivial house cat, and that doesn't seem
that is our favorite calming.
One of the other mistakes, Linda, I think cat owners make, especially if they used to be dog owners, is they want to discipline their cats the same way they would discipline a dog. Now, sometimes even the way they discipline dogs is old, outdated, and inappropriate, in my opinion.
A dog will respond to, I've hurt my master's feelings. I've made my master sad. We have a joke about, right, you come home and the vase is broken. The cat's walking around like it's nobody's business saying that's ancient history. I don't know what you're talking about. And the dog is standing in front of the vase, even if he's not the one that broke it.
That's right.
Powered down.
He takes the rap.
Tail under his butt. Mom's going to be upset. Dad's not going to be happy. It's exactly. They feel that, and their joy is to please you because they're pack animals and you have established yourself as the alpha. The cat didn't do anything
You're never
wrong.
The alpha with a cat, by the way. Never.
No. And the cat didn't do anything wrong. It was an accident. Everything they do is out of instinct. They did nothing wrong. So they feel no shame.
Not just that, they've already forgotten about it by the time you come home and find it. They don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, there's the ADD factor. They're very ADD. So it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to punish a cat. It's like punishing a 2-year-old who has an accident and poops their pants after they were potty trained. It was an accident.
I didn't punish my cats when they broke my 65-inch 2-week-old television.
Television, exactly. I had a cat a few weeks ago. I was laying on the bed and the cat laid down on me and peed on me.
No, and you didn't tell me about that.
20 Harley. 20 years ago, I would have said, what the heck?
Something's making her nervous.
But I felt the warmth. I looked at her and I said, oh, honey, I'm sorry. What's wrong? I'm sorry. What's wrong? That is so not how I would have acted.
Did you figure out what was bothering her?
No, I gave her a lot of extra attention. I started giving her some of those antioxidant virus boosting things that, oh, for goodness sakes, Aller-Immune bites from Zesty Paws.
Let me see it.
From Zesty Paws.
Show
These are the ones that you like so much too. That are so good.
My cats love those things.
I thought you were
going to talk about some of the tinctures on Two Crazy Cat Ladies website. We are going to have them back on our show to explain some of those things and how they work.
And with what they work. So she seems to be doing better now.
So Lynn, do you remember the guy? We're not going to name names, but do you remember the couple that called in? And the lady kept asking us proper ways to discipline your cat. And finally she said, you don't discipline a cat like a dog, do you? And we're like, no.
Like put their nose in it or hit them with a newspaper, right?
She turns to her husband and says, see? We never heard from them again.
In that case, that's all she wanted. Weaponized. Exactly. We were being weaponized and she was willing to pay the recession to weaponize us against her husband. Don't rub your
cat's nose in it. Don't smack him on the fanny. And we had another guy on that said, I can't even hit him in the nose.
Yes. No, you can't.
No corporal punishment ever.
Is that you're a jerk. Yes. If somebody walked up to you for taking a drink and smacked you in the nose, I don't want you to drink right now. You'd be like, I'm sorry, I got a drink. You're a jerk, right?
And the same goes for the water bottle. It's the same effect. They're going to think you're a jerk, and then they're just going to not do the thing when you're around. They'll start to not trust you. Some cats may even get a little aggressive with you.
Yes. Mom squirted me for no reason. What's up with that? So, yes.
We have to take a break in just a couple minutes.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and take our break now, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. It's just Linda and I today, talking about some of the behavior issues we hear most often.
So, Rita, my cat is waking me up every morning to hurry up and feed them. It's so annoying, even when I get a day off. And when my husband comes home from work, he feeds them. So now they're like crowding at the door.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? What'd they do wrong?
Well, my guess is you're probably feeding them the minute your feet hit the floor or the minute you come in the door, and they become used to that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's their routine. Cats love routine and predictability, and they have forced you into a routine of their choosing.
Yes. You did, I get up, I feed the cats, then I go to the bathroom, do this, and this. Then the cat sees that's the routine. Cats in nature do the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, every day, on repeat, like it's
That's
Groundhog's
how
Day.
they stay safe out in nature, because as soon as something different happens, they know something's up. There's a predator around, or maybe there's something to eat around.
Yes. So they're watching you, and they're creating routines that you didn't even know. You've probably got about the same things you do before bed, and they've been watching you, and they know it means you're going to bed.
I like how you liken it to putting toddlers to bed, putting children to bed.
Yes, when you put anybody out there who's created humans knows that you cannot take the 2-year-old and say, okay, good night, and throw them in bed. I suppose there are a few kids out there who are wonderful, and you can do that too. And I am so grateful, and so you are blessed. Okay. And I'm so happy that you parents had that. I never did, but so you create a routine. So if you do one thing before they go to bed, like you get your jammies on, then they're going to fight getting their jammies on because they know that means they're going to bed.
That's the start of the routine.
Yes. So, but if you give a bath and then put jammies on and brush your teeth and get it one last drink, and then we say our prayers, we sing our song, whatever. They're not hating any of those steps because of the next thing. And it's a part of a routine, and it starts cueing their brain. I do this, and I go to sleep. Right.
Now we're both watching the series Physical on Apple Plus. And
yes,
the gal, I know it's fake, but I don't know if you got to the episode yet. The gal, she's trying to put her little girl to bed, getting her jammies on early. And she said, you can have double dessert if you put your jammies on early. You got to give them a reward, right?
Exactly. Oh, cats are completely reward based. Everything in their life is what's important. And my favorite story we tell a lot of clients is, somebody once said, I thought my cat knew their name. They come when I called, but then a couple times I've called and they don't come. So I'm not sure if they know it or not. Oh, they know it, right? They had a choice. Mom's calling. I love mom. I want to go see her. But if what they were doing is a greater reward than coming to see you, like if they're eating their favorite treat or they're really, really sleepy in the sun, they're going to choose the greater reward, which is why how do we do that? How do we use that when working with clients?
That's why we bribe cats. Well, it's not really bribery, but kind of. When they do an action that we want to see repeated, we praise them like, how, Linda? Like they just cured cancer.
Them like they just cured
And then
cancer.
we give them a reward that's high value to them. May not be a treat, may be a special toy to play with, might be cuddle time with you, might be brushing.
Yes.
But if it's some kind of yummy treat, it should be something you give them only when they do the thing you're trying to teach them to do. And when they're around the new cat, That's how we get them to be desensitized to being around the new cat. We reward, we praise, we let them see each other for a while between a screen door, the solid door, and then opening up to physicality right away. It's not a great idea. You need something in between to let them get used to seeing each other. Like,
and feel safe.
The painting behind me on the wall. Do I see it anymore? Actually, I do, because I love it. But most people, you got something hanging in your living room. Do you look at it anymore? No.
Exactly. It becomes part of the periphery, right? So, and that reward has got to be. So again, let's take the seeing the cat they're scared of analogy that you just used. I'm scared of the cat this much, so my reward has to be that much greater, right?
That's right.
If I've got, I don't know how we measure fear. If we've got 2 feet of fear, then we need to have 3 feet of treat.
Well, I think you measure it by the cat that's fearful hisses and stays in place versus the cat that hides, right?
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Are they going off to hide? Are they hitting the screen? And here's another one. There's always the aggressive cat, bully cat, and then there's the submissive, scared cat. And we give that label bully, y'all, the label bully, and we use it too. Don't
we do
wrong,
too.
We use it too. But label of bully is a very negative thing, especially in these days. We started being very, very aware of bully syndromes and what's going on in our schools.
Yes.
So when you label this cat a bully cat, you're saying that he's mean and going out to pick on, and that's not the case.
He's just as scared as the cat that's hiding.
Thank you. Yes,
fight or flight.
Ma'am. Fight or flight. There are 2 choices, fight or flight. They both come from the same place, and they're both a reaction to the same thing. I'm either going to attack you before you attack me, or I'm going to run away and try to hide.
What's funny is the client we talked to, I think last week, that he's got 2 female cats and they're both submissive. They both lay down. So
they lay down and fight on their sides. It is the funniest thing. It's just like, you're not even really trying. What is going on?
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be long before those guys are friends.
Yeah, I think so too.
Gosh, I was just going to say something else and it's gone, but it'll come back.
Well, senior brain.
Raise your hand. I know. Go. Your favorite topic, and we just published an article on our website about cats teach consent. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I really do. The most important thing in cat behavior is communication, right? I liken it to having a nonverbal child who's maybe on the autism spectrum or something has caused nonverbal. How desperate are you for communication with this animal? Our cats are basically nonverbal. One of the first things that I learned, one of your cats was giving me blinky eyes and you were like, oh, they love you. And I, what? What
is it? Yeah.
It was as if she had opened up a form of communication.
That's probably one of the first things I learned too.
Oh my goodness. I became hungry to soak that stuff up.
Linda is a body language geek.
Oh,
if you send us a video, she will dissect it to the nth degree and find out what really is going on with every
the
cat
biggest
in the
smile
video.
on my face. It's the best activity to me. It's better than any TV show. I love it so much. That communication is everything to me. So when you don't know how to understand your cat, you are left in the dark and you want this opened up. So the cat that I had to most use it on, Karma, was completely feral. And so I had to give her time and I had to watch her body language and extend a hand slowly. And then when I saw her get nervous, I had to back off.
Yeah, if you put your hand in front fast or come overhead.
Yes, don't jerk. So very slow. And then watch her for signs of nervousness. And it occurred to me, this has carried on to humans. I'm always watching, right? And I'm always like, oh, did you see, Mr. Smith didn't like that idea. You can tell from the body language.
Yeah, when they're like this.
Yes, and exactly.
Then the more we talk, they start leaning forward and the arms uncrossed.
And loosen
like,
up.
We got them.
Yes, if you make an appointment with us, believe me, we're watching you. It's not even on purpose. It's just something that happens now. But so here's the thing. Imagine we used that skill on human beings. Think of all the hashtag Me Too.
Me too.
The uncomfortable situations. Me too. She didn't say no. No, she was just shrinking back in a corner or
sometimes they say no and they think, well, when women say no, it means yes, they want to be taken by force. No, we don't.
What they wore told me it was okay. So if we watched the body language and responded in the way that you and I respond to cats and so many others out there, what a difference that would make.
Again, back to this physical. Did you see that episode where this guy kept rubbing shoulders of the girl and she said no.
Exactly.
And then he backed off.
Yes.
That's me
Shrinking
too.
up. Yes. Karma's a big when she gets nervous, she licks her lips. And so the minute I see that tongue come out, I say, oh, it's okay, honey. And I back up and I let her know she's in control. And that's what all the men and women in this world need.
So what is your mandate about the article? What is
mandate-
your mandate if you were ruler of the world?
Ruler of the world, because I'm not satisfied just with our country. I'm going to be ruler of the world.
Of course.
And my mandate is that everyone has to have a cat. If you have allergies, we have some stuff. Two Crazy Cat Ladies in their store have some great stuff.
Hyperallergenic cat breeds.
There's yes, they're not really hypoallergenic, but it cuts it down a lot. And there's a lot of things you can do. There's foods. There's a lot of things. We got you.
Yes.
We'll even let the country, because, we're not divided anymore.
Linda is allergic to cats, by the way.
I am. And I have 12. So yeah, I see very little problems anymore,
it's
thankfully.
not an excuse.
So exactly, it's not now. I will put in a caveat.
Encephalactic guy there.
I did not know until my friend Amy fell in love with her Prince Charming. She waited for him, and her new stepson is like peanut allergic to cats. Like if she has a cat on her, he could go into anaphylactic shock.
That's rare.
Yes,
but it's awful. Of course, that is definitely a reason to find other digs for your cat.
Yes. And in that case, I suppose the world will give you an excuse from it, but you better prove it. Anyway, if all children were raised to watch and respect body language, I just think we'd see a great reduction in assaults and crimes in general, and especially sexual assaults and things. If people, of course, there are people out there that don't care. There are women and men screaming no, and they don't care. They do it anyway. But
how much of the date rape that happens, sometimes the boy just doesn't know.
Yes.
And
if,
which
or
is
girl,
silly,
it goes both ways.
Yeah, I guess.
But
so.
yes, for the victim, whoever it is that's having this asserted on them, if they've grown up learning respect for body language, learning when to back off, they're going to take this as something hugely odd and they're going to respond to it, right? It's often the people that were raised to, respect authority and do what they say and blah, blah, blah. Those kind of people tend to get into trouble because they're afraid to sass back. But if we taught them what we teach about cats, and that people should be respecting your body language and watching you and not just listening to you, I just think the world will be saved by my mandate. So
I do too. When my cats, like Brownie and Picasso loves me now. Brownie, But when I was trying to touch them, and I would say, "Can I touch you? Can I pet you?" I would ask them,
Yes.
as I move my hand slowly toward them. And if they duck, I stop.
There's a lady somewhere in the UK. Her name is Charlotte, and she does these videos. She's very, very popular. So I'm sure someone listening to us knows who's talking about, the nursery nurse. And she's talking about things that have happened in this. It's kind of like a daycare setting.
Yeah.
And she said they had mandated that they start asking permission. And one of the girls is going nuts, which I had this thoughts too before, like, you're supposed to ask your 1-month-old if you can change their diaper. Well, that's ridiculous. But she pointed out that it gets us in the habit.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Being aware. Yes. Can I clean you up? And then of course you're just going to clean them up no matter what they say.
Of course, but if you get in that habit, that's your mindset. And as the child gets older, you remember to say that.
Yes. And then you can offer choices when they're older and things to do.
It's the same with cats.
Goes along with the same with the cats. Exactly.
Gentle approach. They'll tell you. I mean, if you got to pay attention to their body language. So a lot of people will say, my cat bit me out of nowhere. Well, no, you just didn't see the signs.
Exactly.
She was telling you to stop touching.
Exactly. But you didn't see. I mean, a lot of people, I'll bet you $100, a lot of people are going to watch for lip licking now because you don't notice it. It's so subtle. It's just, it's not like they stick their tongue all the way out and go at you. It's just kind of.
Is this one of the classes that we're going to offer? We are putting together a series of classes about cat behavior to help people who own cats or thinking about owning cats or just want to learn more about why they are how they are.
Yeah. I think we've got about 10 modules going. So we're going to try to do them a couple of months.
We'll introduce them soon.
They're going to be very, very good and very exciting. But
we're running short on time. We got a couple minutes left. What do we want to?
Well, I just wanted to say it is as important. Say we're putting two cats together. They're behind it. They're on either sides of the screen. We're working on interactions. The cat who flips out and grabs the screen, we're going to react to right away. But I think paying as much to let them know that that's not okay, right?
Yes.
But I think that the cat on the other side who's nervous, I think it is just as important to show that we saw it, we respect it, And we will now slowly close
it's okay,
the door.
Fluffy. You don't have to, it's
Yes,
give her
exactly.
a treat, shut the door.
Let them know that they are in charge
again
and nothing's
another
going to be
day.
forced upon them. Exactly. Yes.
When people ask us, how long does it take? It takes, and there's an article I wrote on our website about this. It takes what it takes. Every cat's different. I've had cats that I can open the cage right away. And like when I got Simon, and he just blended in. Dexter, I didn't have to segregate. He just blended in. But there are some cats
from FFRC were like that because they're used to wandering around together.
Yeah.
But it's not always, right?
No.
It could be. And I think, the biggest message I want everybody to leave with is if you've been making some of these mistakes, know that everybody makes mistakes and has accidents, definitely. And it's not something, because sometimes when I say something, someone will say, oh, I feel so guilty. I was using that product or I was doing that thing.
Don't feel guilty.
Exactly.
That's how you learn, is by admitting what you're doing and somebody saying, well, there's a better way.
And I tell my children, my human children, that the reason I messed them up so bad in their childhood was so that we could keep the therapists in business. I mean, it's a thing, right? We had Ray, one of our clients that we discuss often. She gave us permission. Ray had 3 cats who were going to kill each other. And 2 weeks later, she sent us pictures of them snuggling. That was a shock that it happened that fast.
It doesn't always happen that fast.
No, but that tells you it can happen that fast. But
we've had a lot of great successes. We've
had a lot of great successes. They fuel our fire. They just, they're everything to us.
They're everything. You just took that right out of my head.
Yes. Yeah. It's the reason we exist, right?
They keep us going. Sorry, I have cat fur on my nose. I wonder why.
Well, that's shocking. You only have 15 cats in your house. So
I do want to say, Linda and I have a large multi-cat household. Linda's now almost even with me because I've lost some. She's gained some. This is not something we recommend everybody do. Okay. No. It's costly. It's time consuming, making sure everybody has enough attention, enough food, litter, all of that. It takes work. It's not easy. But, if you have 1 cat, if you have 2 cats and you feel comfortable there, don't feel like you've got to take in more because this other person. Yes. I had somebody who was telling me when I have 20, oh, you have 20, I have 50. Well, good for you. You have land. You had somebody to help you build an outdoor enclosure. I don't have that.
Yes. It's a personal... I would say, there's a family in our town that raised probably 12 kids it was crazy. They just kept them out. And they were a lovely family.
No birth
I'm sure
control.
There were a lot of benefits from it. They were out playing ball together. But when you think about 12 kids, that's a lot. I would say the same thing about the cats. If you can handle it, knock stuff out. But make sure you have the financial, emotional, and physical resources for them. And if you can't handle it, there are people that have 1 child inside. It's okay, right? Like, it's about you. It's about you and the cats. Nobody else gets to have an opinion.
Yeah. If you give 1 cat a good home, that's great.
And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
2 really is better.
Yes.
If you can manage it, especially kittens, if you can get 2.
Friends.
If you go to the shelter or rescue and there's a bonded pair, please take them together.
Yes.
They will assimilate better in your household if they're together.
Yes. They draw comfort from each other. I know you don't have any siblings. Okay. We'll make me your sibling. Would you, let's say somebody dropped you in a home in the Philippines where you don't speak the language. Would you feel better if I was dropped with you or not? Would you feel better alone?
With
right?
Me.
Like comfort.
At least have somebody to talk to, right?
Yeah. Somebody who speaks my language. And isn't that
I'm
figuring
the rest of the world out.
And that is exactly right for the cats, isn't it? I think that was kind of a cool statement. Yeah.
We've got to include that in our literature someplace.
So, yes, we do.
So we are sadly out of time. I think, Linda, we should make a point to do one of these every so often.
I think so too. Yeah. Talk about some of the things we're seeing and some of the help we can give directly. So, but we also have more great guests coming up.
Oh, we do. We do
have a lot of good stuff coming up.
Hey, the next one coming out, I think right now is about, it's Melissa Church, our awesome lawyer, who talks about what happens when you're not around.
Yeah. What you need to
die
do.
or you're in the hospital. And the next one is about an animal communicator who actually changed my mind.
Yes.
And one comes out.
Great things
I think
for
it comes
me
out
too.
later this week or next week.
Yeah. But by the time they hear this, they'll both have been out.
It will have been out.
If you didn't hear it, go back and watch it.
Yes, go back and watch it.
Time is a thing. We better say
if there's anything specific you want to know about, support at catbehavioralliance.com. Go to our website, catbehavioralliance.com, read our blog, watch our videos on YouTube, join our clubhouse to help support the building of the sanctuary.
We go live on Facebook every Wednesday at 7 Eastern.
Every Wednesday, 7 Eastern. And if you need a session, go ahead, book one. We offer 90, 60, and 30-minute sessions.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for your love, your following, your listening, and the time you spend with us. We love you.
Hey, Linda.
Yeah.
This is a private joke. Somebody will get this, though. Thank you for ruining my company.
You're so welcome, darling. It was my goal in life.
I know. And Mark Winter, as always, we thank you so much for giving us this spot on Pet Life Radio and making us sound so good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, everybody.
Every day is counter day.
I was like, where's that coming? Bye.
Bye.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.